One of the settings in the story is Walt Disney World's Carousel of Progress. I understand that some of the description of that attraction is in Disney World was actually changed or edited out of the final copy. Why or what is it that was so important about that particular attraction?
Well, Carousel of Progress is one of my favorite attractions at Disney World. About every trip when I go, I ride it. It's 20 minutes in air conditioning, which sometimes in the summer is good, but also is a lot of fun. It is a vintage Walt Disney creation. The history of the attraction to me is very, very much all Walt Disney. He made it originally in 1964 for the World's Fair. It was the hit of the World's Fair. And what he did was he told a story in the attraction itself. I mean, it is a story about the progress of the American family through generation after generation after generation. And Walt Disney had this idea that progress in technology really was going to change culture. And that was going to be the driving force of change in culture. And so the Carousel of Progress is an attraction that's full of hope and kind of reveals that. When I wrote it into the story, I had originally used it as a piece that was really going to drive the story forward further. But I think the preacher in me went a little crazy with that, because what really happened with the Carousel of Progress, and one of the reasons it's still very intriguing to me, is because what's happened is we live in a world where technology is changing at such a rapid pace. But now, although we have all those advancements and improvements, it hasn't necessarily made the world a better place. Because all the advancements in the world don't change people. And for Walt Disney, his vision of the future, very, very hopeful, and he really did think that one of the agents of change would be technology. That has not really been the case. And so what has happened is that as they kept trying to adapt and change over time, the Carousel of Progress, and kind of upgrade it and make it more contemporary, when you get to the last scene anymore in the Carousel of Progress, they've kind of stopped doing that. Because what happened is they were finding out that by the time they would upgrade the attraction, technology had changed so much that the attraction was still dated, and they never could predict the future anymore. So they decided to let it go. And so now it really does stand as a testimony as much to Walt Disney and his vision of the future and the progress the world makes as anything else, because now the world that we live in changes so fast that it's almost unpredictable. And to live in it and to function in it, you have to rely on something besides technology to be your savior, and something on technology to be what gets you through. And so progress, I mean, got us so far, and I think then beyond that, we have to learn to live and function on our own in the world. And the character in the story came to realize that. That became such a big part to unpack, and believe it or not, it became cumbersome. It probably was too preachy, and so I sacrificed a lot of the Carousel of Progress piece out of the story, and we came at it from another way. I think the end result, honestly, is a better story, even though I'm very fond of the Carousel of Progress still, but that ended up being kind of on the cutting room floor.